I hope you can forgive my extremely clickbaity title, but it's because I really needed you to click on this video and watch it, so thanks for being here. At my core, I care about you as an individual and as a Marvel Snap player. I also care about the game and want it to do well, but the intention of this video is to care about you, the player, and so I'm glad that you clicked on this. This came from a post that user BR0CL1 put on the Reddit asking if he should come back to Marvel Snap after being away since Kid Omega. I had so much to say about it that instead of just commenting, I made a post itself and then put a comment saying, if you're interested in more, let me know and I have more to say. And BR0CL1 said he wanted to know more. So here I am making a video for you and for everybody else in the community. I hope none of it comes across as preachy or condescending. It genuinely comes from a place of care for people. This is like a passion, a topic that I'm really interested in outside of Marvel Snap, and that's helping people in the modern digital world choose to be more intentional with their choices and getting more fulfillment out of life in doing so, particularly in this aspect, engaging in Marvel Snap in a healthier and more enjoyable way by having the right attitude, by using specific strategies to overcome the designs of the game to make it less demanding and more enjoyable for you. So at a standard, gaming in general, including Marvel Snap, should service your enjoyment, not demand it out of you. However, games now are designed to kind of manipulate your emotions to make you engage with them more. And it's not the fault of, I was going to say it's not the fault of Second Dinner, but they did design it this way. It's not, Second Dinner isn't evil. This is, the games in general are doing this now. Just video games as alone are using these genuine strategies to get you to feel a need to engage with the game more. And then on top of that, live service games crank that up even more. And then mobile live service games go even more extreme with that. So you are in a mobile, like you are getting you're in the eye of the storm, so to speak. Well, that's the calm part, but you're in the thick of it, is what I'm trying to say. These games are designed with constant updates, limited time content, and a steady undercurrent to make you feel like you're missing out so that they can grow their product. The same thing is true in software as a service. Subscription model things. It's true in entertainment. It's true on social media. It's just true in technology in general. And so these things that I'm talking about have legitimate application outside of Marvel Snap, but let's talk about them specifically with Marvel Snap. So as we have acknowledged that the game is intentionally trying to get you to feel bad. You're going to feel bad that you don't have a certain card. You're going to have FOMO that you're missing out on something. You're going to feel this angst and this anxiety and urgency and compulsion to engage in a limited time game mode to get the maximum amount of rewards before it's gone. And those feelings are going to be negative. It's sad, but that's not a character flaw. That's not a weakness. That is the game using its design upon you to manipulate your emotions to influence your behavior. So again, it's not a character flaw. However, you can do things within yourself to change it, to kind of overpower the influence that the game has on you so that in your intentionality, you can have more enjoyment from the game and less feels bad emotions from the game. As you could say in like a clickbaity title, FOMO style games hate this one trick, or like something cringe like that. It sounds simple, but I mean it. It has legitimate application in science, in emotional therapy, in mental health, and it applies in video games. So I've been yapping now for basically 4 minutes trying to convince you that this is true. How do we do this? If you are thinking, I would like to have less feels bad emotions from Marvel Snap and more enjoyment, what do I need to do? The good news is that it's simple. Simple doesn't necessarily mean easy, but it is simple. What am I talking about? It really comes down to your attitude and having a paradigm shift, having the right perspective, and having a few strategies to help you maintain that perspective. Because the thing is, as you work on that, having that right attitude, the right perspective, the game is going to constantly be working on you to shift you out of that perspective. And so you need some strategies to keep yourself in the right headspace with the game to have your experiences be more enjoyable. So what are those strategies and how are they? Well, the first thing is you just need to accept and acknowledge that the game is doing everything that I just described. The game is using its systems, its gotcha mechanics, its kind of gambling addiction style design to get you to feel more anxiety towards the game and more compulsion to the game, particularly FOMO. It's using FOMO in constant ways to get you to compulsively act towards it. there's a reason that you go on every day on daily reset to check which new variants you got, and you get your 25 credits. You got to log in 3 times a day now. Like, that hook to get 25 credits every 8 hours is deep in me. It's like my brain thinks about time in relationship to that. Like, so acknowledge that. Acknowledge the game's influence on your mind, and then accept it and move on. This is a genuine principle. It's called ACT therapy, ACT. Here's a book that I recommend reading if you're interested in it. It applies in many aspects of life, but you just acknowledge it, and then you move on. And like, instead of trying to like push down the emotion, or trying to like tell yourself that that's a bad emotion to feel, or get frustrated with yourself because you shouldn't be feeling that way because that's a bad way to feel and you don't want to feel that way, and like going through this weird battle with yourself, like, stop feeling that way. Just be like, oh yeah, wow, the game is really getting me engaged. The game is hooking deep into me and causing me to feel FOMO. I don't need to feel that way, but the game is making me feel that way. Let me move on now and make a decision on what I actually value. See, that's an important thing. I should give you the real tools of the therapy. So ACT stands for acknowledgement and commitment therapy. Basically, putting it in simple words, you acknowledge it and then you act on your commitments instead of letting whatever emotion you're having cause you to act, if that makes sense, right? So you're like, the idea is that you're at a crossroads and then like something happens, something triggers you, right? It's FOMO in Marvel Snap thinks, spend money, spend tokens on this new card, get the new shiny thing, right? So that emotion is trying to get you to move one direction. So you acknowledge it. Hey, this emotion is trying to get me to do this one thing, or this thing is trying to get me to have this emotion. Instead of being forced to go that direction by it, let me acknowledge it and then move in the direction to what I am committed to, or in better words, what I value, right? And so if you value saving your tokens, if you value getting the new card, spending tokens, then that's a great thing to do. As an example, this season I decided I am not going to get the new cards. I do not have Jim Hammond. I do not have Jocasta. I do not have Awesome Andy. I don't have some of the other cards released this season because I totally forgot their names because I just don't care about them. Is Jocasta a really good card? Am I missing out on playing that ridiculously cringe end of turn deck? Absolutely. Haven't been able to play it a single time. Does it look kind of fun to play? Yeah, not really, but that's part of this acknowledgement process, right? And so to get back to my story, to finalize this point about ACT, and then we'll move on to other strategies. A value of mine is the cosmetics in this game, and kind of like pimping out the decks that I really enjoy. So as an example, Mirage is a card that I play a lot. I love the card Mirage. I love my Victorian hand deck. And so a value is, hey, I really like this card Mirage. I want to get splits on it. I want to have nice variants for it. And so this season, I thought, you know what, I'm going to save my tokens. I'll talk more about that in a second. But I'm going to save my tokens. I'm not going to get the new cards. And then guess what came into my shop? One of the Spotlight variants for Mirage. Guess who now owns a Spotlight variant from Mirage? Me. Because as the game came and used its system for FOMO, oh, look at this shiny Spotlight variant for a card you really like. You like customizing your decks. Spend your tokens on this when you're trying to save them, right? So I'm having this moment where the game is manipulating me and getting me my emotions to move this direction that it wants me to. And I acknowledge it and say, okay, do I actually want this? Yes, I do value having a customized, cool-looking deck. That's something that is among my top things I enjoy in Marvel Snap. Do I want to spend my tokens on this? So I pinned it, waited for a day, came back, thought about it some more. Yeah, I do want to spend my tokens on this. Spend my tokens on it. I have zero buyer's remorse. Zero. Absolutely none. You want to know what the exact opposite of that? Last season when Firelord came out, I think that's the right card. He's the 4 cost that revives the 3 cost that you've destroyed. He has one of the coolest animations I've ever seen. So last season I was in the same boat I am now, where I realized I was kind of running out of tokens. I needed to save some of them and skip on some of the cards, and I decided Firelord was the one that I was going to skip on. I absolutely should have stuck to that decision. Haven't even played the card. But the day he came out, it was the first card that I was going to have to skip in a long, long time, particularly in regards to making content. I was playing a game, and I saw his animation, which is genuinely one of the coolest ones in the game. It is a cool animation, and I thought, wow, that animation is cool. I got to get this card. And I finished that game. I went over and I bought the card. I have never played it, not a single time. I have buyer's remorse for spending my tokens on that card. Those are tokens that I could have spent on anything else. But the FOMO, I let the FOMO get me to make a decision instead of allowing my values to make a decision. So did not want this video to be that long, but I want to give you like real world applications of how to apply this. So again, here's a book if you're interested in reading it, but it's called Acknowledgement and Commitment Therapy. The simple idea is that you acknowledge the emotions that you are experiencing instead of trying to justify them or argue with yourself about why you shouldn't, or like push them down or try and suppress them, or just like stop feeling that way. Don't feel FOMO. Don't let Marvel Snap make me feel FOMO. I don't need to spend my tokens. Like, acknowledge it. Marvel Snap is trying to get me to spend tokens. The game is making me feel bad because I don't have the card. Wow, what a frustrating way to feel. I wish that the game didn't make me do that, but it does. So I do feel that way. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm playing a game that I want to enjoy. But the game is making me feel bad. Okay, I've acknowledged. I've allowed myself to feel that emotion. Now what do I actually want to do? What do I value? And if you are like Source 3 Energy, who's a member of the channel, you know what you value? You value saving all your tokens until the end of a season, or sometimes the end of 2 seasons, or sometimes the end of 3 seasons, and having a giant snap pack opening party that he has for himself at the end of the season, where you get a bunch of cards. I have mad respect for you, Source 3 Energy, because I don't do that. But you do, and I am acknowledging how impressive it is that you are willing to wait and act upon your values, right? So this was a really long explanation of the simple thing of just acknowledging you can't have everything, and acknowledging that the game is going to try and make you feel bad about not having everything. Acknowledge those emotions when they happen, and then move in the direction of your values instead of the direction of the FOMO. Sometimes that's the same direction. Sometimes it is buy the new card, but you are going down that out of value instead of out of FOMO, if that makes sense. The nice thing is that you kind of have to do this because of the amount of cards that are being released. You either have to be a heavy spender or just accept you can't get anything. So the game is kind of helping you achieve that one. So that's the first strategy. The second strategy is set simple boundaries, gentle boundaries for yourself. I'm not going to play Marvel Snap after 10 p.m. or I'm only going to play Marvel Snap these days, right? Now, there's actually quite a benefit in choosing to play the game at specific times. That'll be in another video where I talk about climbing on ladder and infinite and all those types of things. It's a little bit of a tin hat theory, but just set gentle boundaries for you. Don't let the game tell you need to play it. Play the game when you want to. Set those boundaries. Again, you're gonna have that boundary. Let's say you say no Marvel Snap after 10 p.m. It's gonna be 10:15. You're gonna be dorking around, whatever you're doing, and you're gonna think, oh yeah, maybe I could play one more game and get a few more cubes up the rank on ladder. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna apply acknowledge and commitment therapy, and you're gonna say, oh man, okay, Marvel Snap is making me feel bad that I'm not playing the game, that I'm missing out because I'm not climbing the ladder, and that I have to climb right now. I'm feeling this sense of urgency. I wish the game didn't make me feel that way, but it does. I'm feeling a need to engage in the game because it's making me feel like I have to. Do I actually want to do that? No, I don't. I would actually like to read a book, or I'd actually like to play Hades if you are enjoying my other YouTube channel, right? Whatever it is. And then you act, okay? 2 last things, or kind of 3 last things. I'll go through them quickly because you've been nice in watching the video. If you've made it to this point, leave a pineapple emoji in the comments. But simple thing, I guess there are really only 2 things. Savor what you already have. This goes in line with being content with less and acknowledging that you can't have everything. But like, as I mentioned earlier, I chose to skip on the cards this month, which I'll talk about this here. Another reason that I could have bought bundles, spent money to fuel my content to get the new cards. It wasn't 100% tokens that was the reason I did it. It was part of it, but as I mentioned, I did have enough tokens to spend on a Spotlight variant. So it wasn't 100% of the tokens. It was partially that. The other problem is that there was a mental burden of feeling like, and this is, I don't know, maybe players feel this way. I didn't feel this way until I started making content. But this burden that like, not only do I have to get the new card, I also have to make a deck for the new card. And then I have to make a video about it. And I have to figure out how to play it. And I got to make the video good. And like this mental burden, I was thinking about like months in advance. I was trying to figure out how to play, I don't even remember what card it was. Jim Hammond or Jocasta. I'm not sure which one. And I just kept, weeks before the card was even released, and I just couldn't think about it. My brain does not think that way. I can't really pen and paper decks. I have to go in and play them. And I couldn't let it go. It was genuinely causing a lot of anxiety and stress because I have to figure this out. And that was a moment when I was like, I don't need this. I don't need to carry this. The game and the content I've chosen to make about the game is making me feel like I have to figure this out right now. I don't have to figure it out right now because guess what? I'm not even going to get the card, and that's when I made the decision, right? So in my intention of doing that, I have instead chosen to really, really enjoy the decks that I have been enjoying this season. As an example, if you watched my last video where I made it to Infinity Conquest with my, not mine, it's members of my channel and member of the Discord, Keep On Trucking, the Moon Girl Ongoing Victoria Hand Bastion deck. Probably my new favorite deck in the game. I have played so many games with that deck. Does the Jocasta end of turn stuff go over the top of it? Absolutely. I just retreat at this point. But I've chosen to savor the enjoyment of what I do have. I have Bastion. I have this new deck that I really, 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 really enjoy. So let me just really, 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 really enjoy that. That was annoying. I apologize. But let me enjoy that instead of feeling like I need more. Let me savor what I do have while I acknowledge that I don't need what I'm missing. In better words that I said, I'm going to read this because I reply. I have what I have, and I don't have what I don't have, and I'm good with that. Repeat that to yourself if you need to. I have what I have, and I don't have what I don't have, and I'm good with that. Is such a burdenless mindset in life and in Marvel Snap. And then the last one, to help you with this aspect of savoring what you already have. Experiment freely. This deck that you will see on the screen got me to Infinite. When I was a lower collection level, it was before we had Bullseye. I didn't have a lot of cards. I didn't have Dracula. Guess what I did have? I had Swarms and MODOK and, what's his bucket? Symbiote Spider-Man. What a ridiculous combo. But it was fun to play, and it worked, right? So, like experiment. Do something new. Make fun things. Again, Source 3 Energy. Source 3 Energy, who does like this pack opening, does the same thing. Like, he's always sending screenshots in the Discord of like, hey, I've been trying this out. I don't have this card, so I've been trying to replace it with this. Like, just experiment. Like, lose on purpose. Try weird things. Explore more. Let curiosity keep the game playful instead of pressure field. Instead of feeling pressure to get the new card, let curiosity create more fun for you. So that was a long video. That was much longer than I needed to be. But I am choosing to post it at this length in a hope that people like you will subscribe, leave a like, you'll comment an emoji, you'll watch the video to the end, because I put real-world applications. Sometimes it's hard to hear these theories, these ideas, and put them into practice. And so I tried to give you real examples of how to apply it so that you can make Marvel Snap more enjoyable. I still have a long way to go on this. Let me make that clear. Marvel Snap still has some really, really deep hooks in me and my brain that are influencing my life in negative ways that I'm trying to change. That's also part of the reason I'm making this video. But in the process this season, as I've moved on from the FOMO specifically with new cards, I've had more fun this season than I ever have. And you can do it. You really, really can. I want people to enjoy the game. So it's pretty simple. Just acknowledge that you're not going to have everything and just engage in what you do have. So use acknowledgement and commitment therapy or act therapy to acknowledge the feelings that the game is putting on you. Let yourself feel the emotion. That's what I mean by acknowledge. Don't just like say it. And then once you've acknowledged the emotion, then make an action based off your values instead of the action based off the FOMO emotions that the game is trying to elicit within you. If this type of video is helpful, please let me know in the comments because I really enjoy making them. And I apologize that it's been kind of long, but I hope you watch the whole thing because it comes from a place of genuine care. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you're interested, you can subscribe. Obviously, I make videos about Marvel Snap. I also have another channel where I make videos about other games. I've been making videos about Hades, but I have some, I might be playing Battlefield 6 coming up. Who knows? You can subscribe to that if you're interested. All your support, even just watching this video, genuinely means a lot to me. And if you are 4Knuckle, this is your profile picture. You're back. I've missed you. I missed your comments. I've been trying to give you a season pass. You won. I'd love to give it to you. So join the Discord and message me, or you can send me an email. Both of those things are in the description. I would love to give you what you want. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. This has been a long video. Happy snapping. Genuinely happy snapping.